All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about a really powerful idea, a mental model that can honestly help you navigate some of life's trickiest decisions. It's all about knowing when you're on the wrong path and actually having the guts to get off.
So, this old Russian proverb, it's pretty much the whole point of what we're talking about today. It sounds simple, it's easy to remember, but man, the wisdom in it runs deep. You can think of it as a warning, sure, but it's also kind of like an instruction manual for avoiding a whole lot of regret down the line.
Obviously, we're not actually talking about public transportation, right? So what is this train? What is this thing we're all at risk of riding way too far in the wrong direction? Well, it's that project you're working on that just feels a little off. It's that career path you picked years ago that doesn't really fit who you are anymore. Really, it's any major commitment where deep down you have this nagging suspicion that you've made a wrong turn. So how can you tell you're on the wrong train? Well, it's not like some loud alarm bell suddenly goes off. No, it starts way, way quieter than that. It starts with just a whisper.
You know, these first signals are so subtle. It's not a crisis, it's just this little feeling of unease, maybe a tiny bit of anxiety you can't quite put your finger on, or that split-second hesitation before you agree to the next step. It's that fleeting thought that pops into your head that says, hang on, this isn't really what I wanted. These are the first signs.
And here is the absolute key. When you're at this first station, getting off is easy. The cost of changing your mind, it's incredibly low. It might just be a simple conversation, a minor tweak to a plan, a small pivot. It's almost painless, really.
But okay, if it's that easy to get off early, why do so many of us just stay on the train? Well, this is where things get tricky. This is where our own psychology kicks in, and these really powerful forces start to work against our own best interests.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the simple, quiet reality you feel inside, and on the other, you have the excuses we build up. And those excuses, they almost always come from a deep-seated fear of failure. It's that fear of admitting we made a mistake, the shame of what other people might think, and oh boy, that huge one, the sunk cost fallacy. We tell ourselves, but I've already invested so much time, and that one thought can keep us glued to a seat on the wrong train.
And this is exactly where that cost starts to build. The proverb is crystal clear. The further you go, the more the return is going to cost you. But what does that cost really look like? Because it's not just about money or time.
Just look at how this plays out. After 1 month, getting off is a minor adjustment, no big deal. But after a year, whoa, now it's a whole complex web. You've got commitments, your boss has expectations, other people are involved in your decision. Fast forward 5 years, and now we're talking about a full-on identity crisis. That wrong train hasn't just been taking you somewhere, it's become part of who you are. To change course now feels like you're giving up a piece of yourself.
And that really gets to the painful truth, right? We're not staying on the train because we suddenly believe it's the right one. We stay because the emotional, the social, and maybe the financial cost of going back to the station, it just feels way too high.
So what do we do about this? How do we fight it? See, the proverb isn't telling us to be afraid of commitment. It's about teaching us to develop the wisdom of early awareness. It's about learning the art of getting off at the very next stop. The solution really breaks down into a 3-step practice. First, just acknowledge those whispers. Don't ignore them or push them away. Second, you have to respect them. That gut feeling, it's not magic, it's data. It's your intuition piecing things together faster than your conscious mind can. And finally, you have to act. You have to find the courage to say, you know what, I think I made a mistake here, while that mistake is still small.
And let's be super clear about this. The goal is not to be perfect. You are going to get on the wrong train sometimes. Everybody does. That's just part of life. The real skill is not letting a simple mistake turn into your final destination. Because when it comes right down to it, this is what it's all about. The real tragedy, the thing that causes the deepest regret, isn't having to start over. It's looking back and knowing with absolute certainty that you heard the whisper, you saw the first station, but you chose to stay in your seat anyway. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Consider the big projects, the big relationships, the big decisions in your life right now. Are you on the right train? And if the answer is maybe not, is the next station coming up soon?